let's continue looking at strings, and I've got a couple of strings here. We're going to use some of the methods to find things in it. And if I want to find something or find the position something is in a string, I can use a couple of commands. The first one we're going to look at is index. And I'll say POS is equal to index, or I'm sorry, spam dot index, and then whatever I'm going to look for, and maybe I want to look for the word spam, and I'm going to look for all lowercase spam. It is case sensitive, so capitalization matters. And let me print. And we'll use an F string. And we'll say it starts at the position. And when I run this now, it says at 5. Well, it skipped over this spam because it was capitalized. So 0, 1, 2, 3, the space is 4, and this S in spam is 5. So using the index, it will give me the first occurrence of the string I'm looking for. If I said the position is the capital S in spam, then it should give me position 0 because spam, and I used PyCharm and didn't pay attention to what it put in there, but starts at position 0. So I can use the index. There's a problem with the index. What if I, instead of looked for spam, I look for George? Now, George isn't there. And when I run it now, I get a traceback error. And the error says on the line, position spam index George, value error, substring not found, saying, hey, I didn't find what you're looking for. Well, I don't like having that error occur, so I'm going to comment these two lines out. And there's an alternative to the index, and this is something I prefer. Instead of using index, I use find. And now if I look for spam, and it's a lowercase spam, that will give me the exact same results as I got with the find before. However, here's where it's different. And I'm going to save myself some typing by copying. And if I tell it to look for George, this time I get a -1. The find command, instead of returning a traceback error, returns a -1. And we've not looked at if statements yet, but I could work with an if statement, and if it returns a -1, I know George doesn't exist. Now here, both index and find found the first occurrence. Now let me copy this. And we know that spam starts, the lowercase spam starts at position 5. If I come in here and say, comma 6, we're telling it to start looking at position 6 or index position 6. And this works with both index and find. So now I've got the second spam, skipped over that one and found this one. And it started at 10. If I were to run it now at 11, we're starting at 11, it would find the last one. So I can put a start value and tell it, hey, start looking at this point. Doing that will allow me to find subsequent existences of whatever I'm looking for. Let's say I make the start position 6, but I add a second parameter, and I accidentally added the comma up here. I add a second parameter and tell it only to search to position 10. Now when I run it, I get a -1 because starting at position 6 and ending at position 10, it didn't find that value. It didn't find spam. So I can use a starting and ending position to only search a substring or part of a string in my data. Well, there's a couple of other ways of searching or finding. I don't use them very often, but they are there. And this works with both the find and index versions of it, but there is an rfind and this will find the last occurrence or where the last occurrence is. So it should find this one, and we see it starts at position 20. So I can use the rfind to start at the beginning, and there's also the rindex, the difference being if it's not found, the rindex will give you a traceback error and the rfind doesn't. Now there's one other method that we can look at, and we can use the count method. So I can tell it to count the number of occurrences. And here's spam occurs. And now it says spam occurs 3 times, and that is the lowercase spam. So 1, 2, 3 times. If I'm using the index method, I use it in conjunction with the count method, where I use the count method to make sure it occurs. We get a number 1 or greater. And then I would use the index method since I know that string occurs. The find lets me find without the error and returns the -1. So both methods allow me to search a string and find information in that string. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe.